Thank you, Julia. Well, my name is Sergio Figuieredo from Brazil. I am nowadays I'm retired, but I continue my work in postgraduate courses in the university, and I dedicated my life to studies of music education, preparation of teachers, and choral music education. These were my areas. But I would like to start by thanking the commissioners of the ISME Research Commission, especially Patricia and Rose, for their efforts to organize this event, finding a possible format for these pandemic times. I also thank the University of Jyväskylä and all the team that has been working very hard for this event. Thank you, Suvi. And thanks also to all participants in this session. The title of my presentation is here, Impacts of a Master's Degree in Music Education and Publication and Professional Performance of Graduates. The motivations for this study are summarized on this slide. Firstly, Brazilian postgraduate education is regulated and evaluated by CAPES, a governmental agency linked to the Ministry of Education. Several elements are considered for the authorization to operate postgraduate courses, and among them are the impacts of these courses. Two dimensions are established in terms of impact: the dissemination of the knowledge produced and human resources preparation. Brazilian graduate programs must present an annual report that contains a set of detailed information on various aspects of the courses offered. The impacts are part of this mandatory report, and the information obtained in a postgraduate program in music in southern Brazil was partially considered for this study. In addition to these motivations that derive from information officially requested by CAPES in Brazil, I have a personal interest in working with the theme after several years of experience in graduate programs, and also continuing work already carried out in the same direction as a member of the Music and Education Research Group at the State University of Santa Catarina in Brazil. The dimension of knowledge production, according to the official documents, takes into account diffusion, geographic reach, bibliographical, artistic, and technical productions, respecting the identity and objectives of each program. The quality of productions is defined using a specific indicator for some types of production. CAPES established QUALIS, which is a stratification system for the intellectual production of graduate programs. There is QUALIS for periodicals, for journals, QUALIS for books, QUALIS for artistic production, following a set of elements that establish the quality of production that is presented in the reports of graduate programs. Another dimension considered in terms of impact refers to human resources. This dimension includes the professional insertion of graduates, considering places of professional activity with the purpose of verifying the professional impacts of postgraduate courses. Thus, the purpose of this paper is to present some discussions on the impact of graduate studies, considering a master's program in music in southern Brazil. Graduates in the area of music education were included, and this work presented here is part of a larger study that has been carried out by our research group in UDESC, our university. The study participants were 22 graduates in music education whose dissertations were presented to the program between 2009 and 2019, all guided by the same supervisor. Data collection took place in two phases. Bibliographic production, well, there is a lot of information about curriculum of all graduates in Lattes platform. That is a Brazilian information system, and it's mandatory to update the curriculum on this platform during the postgraduate period, or for all people who work in universities. It's absolutely necessary to be with this information updated. The consulted literature included the professional activities were collected by a questionnaire sent electronically to the research participants. The consulted literature included international and Brazilian authors who studied some aspect related to the impacts of graduate studies on society in general. The international literature include authors who are indicated on the slide, who studied the impacts of postgraduate courses on teacher education and professional activities in different contexts. Brazilian authors were brought up for review, discussing the multiplicity of possible approaches for analyzing the impacts of postgraduate courses, emphasizing the demand for bibliographic products and academic productivism. The authors also highlighted the need for further studies on this topic for a better understanding of the impacts of graduate studies. The next slides bring some elements referring to the analysis and discussion of the collected data. This table shows the number of graduates, their year of completion of the master course, and the year of the last update of the latest curriculum. Most graduates are keeping their curriculum updated on the LATS platform until 2019. These data show a connection with academic subjects, which might suggest that from the master's degree, graduates were impacted in their academic experience. On this slide, 3 graduates are presented here because they registered. They have a lot of publications. The number of publications is different from others in the research. So you can see the one graduate that graduated in year 2009 had 20 publications in this with different modalities, and chapter, an article, international proceedings, national proceedings, etc. 7 graduates presented 9 products, and you can see the type of products in terms of bibliographic production. And it's interesting note that publications are near the year of completion of the master's degree. And unfortunately, or I don't know if it is unfortunately, I'm trying to understand this, 12 graduates did not publish after the end of the master degree, which may mean a kind of a detachment from research-related academic practices. Regarding professional impacts, information was obtained from responses to the questionnaire sent to two graduates. Of the 22 questionnaires sent, 10 were answered. Responses from 3 graduates are presented here with some emphasis on points emphasized by the graduates, kind of new knowledge, new contact network, deepening of fundamental concepts for the area, influence of on both my professional performance and the way I view the field of music education, qualification to be a teacher in higher and postgraduate courses. More 3, choice to continue with my academic preparation and pursue my doctorate, professional qualification and insertion in higher education, and reflect more on my practices and actions as a teacher, musician, and researcher. 2 more responses: academic planning, ways of teaching, academic writing, posturing higher education, orientation of undergraduate students, etc. I began to understand what a deeper research process means. And the last 2 responses: development of doctoral research. And I put in red because it calls my attention. There is nothing in my life that has not been impacted by this experience. And the last one, build arguments to emphasize and fight for the presence of music in the curriculum of basic education. In summary, these responses from the graduates highlighted that the impacts of the master's course on their professional lives included, in general, learning and understanding academic research process, teaching work was improved from the master's experience, and music education vision was broadened and substantiated. Some final considerations could be presented in this moment. Research findings show distinct impacts in terms of academic production after the master's degree and positive impacts in terms of professional performance. It's relevant to think about the number of graduates who keep their curriculum up to date and the low number of publications. Why does this happen? So more research is necessary to understand the reasons for this situation, considering that for many graduates, the master's degree was an educational experience that was not continued, that did not promote new research and publications, evidencing the discontinuity of involvement with academic activities. Thus, new research could deepen the elements analyzed in this study. For example, verifying relationships between the dissertation produced and the professional activities of the graduates, or further analyze the effects or impacts of the postgraduate experience for this same group or the other group of music educators. And the results may broaden the reflections on postgraduate programs, disciplines and activities, especially related to music education in Brazil, strengthening the links between research and professional practice in music education. Thank you very much.